When you work with multiple layers in Adobe Photoshop, there is something called a stacking order. Now, stacking order is typically only evident if you have an image overlapping another one from another layer. For example, these two layers right here are overlapping, so we can indeed see that there is a stacking order. And of course, the stacking order is obvious. It depends on which one is on top of the other. We can turn them on and off to prove one's on top of the other. It might be possible that you want to change the stacking order, in which case you've got a couple of ways to do that. One is the obvious way, drag. And when you're dragging a layer, we'll drag the red one underneath that gray one. When you're dragging that layer, drag until you see a line appear directly underneath the layer you want to drag it under. And if we let go, it will indeed, as you can see, change the stacking order. And we can do that all day long, obviously. The shortcut, if you've got your hands on the keyboard, is actually a little bit faster. The shortcut is hold down the Command key, that's the Control key in Windows, same key, different name, and press the left and right bracket keys. If I press the left bracket key, I'll send the selected layer down. If I press the right bracket key, I will send it up. So we can use the left and right bracket keys to control that process. Anytime you're working with multiple layers, the situation might come to a point that you need to create a copy. And again, that's pretty easy too. Show you two ways. There's actually about 5 ways to do this. The most common ways would be, number one, hold down the Alt key. That's Option on a Mac. Got that layer selected and drag. And in doing so, you will create a copy. The name will be Ball for Copy. That would be one way to make one. Another way would be to select the layer that you want to make a copy and use the shortcut Control J. Now the difference will be, of course, it will be exactly on top of the other one. But if we move it, indeed, we have another copy. You can do that all day long. Another way, actually, there is a third way that's pretty common, and that would be to grab the layer you want to make a copy of and drag it down on top of the new icon. And there you got another copy right there. So we got copies going all day long. We can make them very easy to do. They do increase file size. The more layers you have, the more file size you have. But if you need copies, that's very easy. Once we've got them, we want to get rid of them. And again, there's 5 or 6 ways to do that. One way, the most common, would be to grab the one you don't want anymore and drag it down on top of the delete or the trash can, and it will go away. If you select the one that you want to get rid of and press the delete key, that's the backspace key in Windows, it basically will do the same thing for you. It will get rid of that layer. But movement of layers in the stack is actually pretty easy, and making copies is pretty easy too, but it's part of what we do in Photoshop.